Hello everyone, this is the video of Legal Studies class 12 unit 2nd, that is topics of law, and in this video I will be discussing about the syllabus, that is first bifurcating the syllabus and then analyzing the topics. So in this video basically I will be discussing about the syllabus and the topics that we are going to discuss under the heading of topics of law. So let's check it out. So first let's check it out, what are the topics of law that we need to study under the heading of topics of law. The first one is property law, second one is contract law, third one is tort law, fourth one is criminal law, and the fifth and the last one, that is administrative law. So we have total 5 topics under the heading of topics of law. So let's check out what are the contents in each topic that we need to study. So let's begin with the property of law. So first check out what property law is. However, before understanding the property law, first understand what property is. As it is defined here, that anything that is unit of land, any substance or even intellectuality that essentially belongs to someone or to more than one person, and the law that deals the various forms of ownership and tenancy in real property as well as personal property is known as property law. Secondly, the law that governs basically the property, that is known as Transfer of Property Act 1882. Now, check out what are the basically key terms of the property law. The first one is types of property. The second one is transfer of property. The third one is sale and purchase of property. The fourth one is lease. And the fifth one is exchange. The sixth one is gift. And the seventh one is intellectual property right. So total we have 7 topics under the heading of property law. So we will be discussing all these topics under the heading of property law. Now let's check out the next topic, that is basically contract law. First check out what is basically contract is. Contract is a legally binding agreement that recognizes and governs the rights and duties of the parties to the agreement. And the law that governs the contract law is known as Indian Contract Act 1872. Now let's check out what are the key terms under this heading. The first one is offer. The second one is acceptance. The third one is consideration. The fourth one is capacity to contract. The fifth one is free consent. The sixth one is unlawful object. The seventh one is discharge. The eighth one is remedies and impossibility. So total there are 9 topics basically including the impossibility under the heading of contract law that we need to discuss while discussing the contract law. Now let's check out the another topic, that is basically tort law. So first check out what is tort law or tort. Tort means simply civil wrong, and tort law refers the set of rules that makes available remedies to individuals who have suffered harm or injury by the unreasonable acts of another. So you need to focus on the unreasonable acts. So this is a civil wrong. If someone did wrong with you, then under the tort law you can claim the damages. And it is governed by the basically tort law. It is not a codified law. Now let's check out what are the topics under this heading. The first one is source of tort law. The second one is kinds of wrongful act. The third one is kinds of harms. The fourth one is purpose of tort law. So under this heading we have total 4 key terms or 4 topics that we need to discuss. Now let's check out the next term, that is basically next topic, that is criminal law. So first check out what is crime. Crime simply means an action or omission. Just pay attention. An action or omission, both. If you did something even in a condition when you didn't do anything, which constitutes an offense and is punishable by law. So that is crime. And the criminal law is the set of rules that restrains the offense and punishes the offenders. And the laws that govern the criminal law are basically Indian Penal Code 1860, Criminal Procedure Code 1973 and Indian Evidence Act 1872. Now let's check out what are the topics that we are going to discuss under the heading of criminal law. The first one is categories of crimes. The second one is stages of crimes. The third one is elements of crimes. The fourth one is criminal law in India. So under the heading of criminal law, we have total 4 topics that we need to discuss. And now we have the last topic of this unit, that is administrative law. What administrative law is? Administrative law is set of rules that governs the activities of administrative agencies of government. And the topics that we are going to discuss under the heading of administrative law are: the first one is sources, second one is objectives, the third one is reasons, and the fourth one is types, the fifth one is scope, and the sixth one is principles. Lastly, we have 7th one and 8th one, that is control and remedy. So likewise, we have total 8 topics under the heading of administrative law that we will be discussing while discussing the administrative law. So this is all for this video. We have bifurcated and analyzed the syllabus of Unit 2, that is the topics of law. So now I believe you must have the idea that what are the topics that we are going to discuss under the heading of topics of law. So it will make your work easy to understand while discussing actually all these topics in the class. So see you in next video.